Hi there YouTube, just a quick informational video on what works for me. The subject is, are you a digital hunter or a digital gatherer? A digital hunter or gatherer is really just the difference between how you organize your files in terms of just in case or just in time. A digital gatherer is someone who spends the time at the beginning organizing files into various types, folders, subfolders, by topic. There definitely is a benefit or bonus to taking a minute of preparation to save 4 times as long in execution. Some people call it measure once or twice or 3 times and only have to cut once. A digital hunter is someone who doesn't necessarily put the time in to prepare every single nuance of where the digital information, in this case files, they go directly for the file that they want using what I would consider smart keyword searches. I guess the purpose of this video is to try and convince you that using certain techniques, it's actually more effective and more efficient, takes less time to now become a digital hunter rather than a gatherer. I used to, I'll give you an example from my own personal life. I would, let's take PDFs. I would download PDFs into a download folder and then create a folder named PDF, and subfolders would depend on the topic. So for example, I would have PDFs on marketing or productivity or health, nutrition. Then I would have subfolders underneath those particular things, dividing them in, and I would take time once I put the file into the download folder, the default folder. Then I would take time organizing things into their specific folders for easier reference and easier finding later on. Now I think that if you use certain keywords or smart naming, you can save a lot of that organizational preparation at the beginning of the equation. Let me give you an example. I use Google Photos, and one time I was trying to show a family member that I used to have a Camaro, and was very pleasantly surprised when I typed in a search inside Google Photos for Camaro, and it had every picture I'd ever taken with the Camaro in the background. Even if it was a small piece of the wheel, somehow Google recognized that it was a Camaro, and it made it so much easier. Same thing with dogs. I could find all the pictures of my dogs when someone wanted to show pictures at the dinner table of what your dogs look like. And again, you can start to name with face recognition in Google Photos individuals like children, and it will pull all the pictures even when they were a small child. Very clever. I'd also say the same for Google Keep, another software like Evernote, where it will actually recognize text within the document that you can search for within the program. So in summary, I think if you use smart labeling or keywords, for example, if you downloaded a picture, a stock photo from the internet, it may be labeled with letters and numbers. Then you would take the extra few seconds to relabel that when you're saving it, and think just for a second about what would be a great way to name it for future finding if it's not already named. So and by using those smart keywords, you can then become a digital hunter when you're looking for information. Yes, you will still need to have some organization. You don't want to have, let's say, for example, a downloads folder with thousands of different files in it. You may want to separate it still into, I'll give you an example. In my downloads folder, I have folders for a video, movies, TV, music, PDFs, very simple to just drag and drop them into those general things, but I've labeled them in such a way now that I can just easily go to the search panel of the Drive folder or the type of software that I'm using if it has a search function, and immediately pull it up. So again, be a digital hunter, not necessarily a digital gatherer.